Hey friends, I'll start this video with a disclaimer that if you are looking forward to one of those fake Windows 12 user interface videos, then this is not one of them, and this is going to be a very boring video unless you are a staunch Windows fan. Now, coming to the first question, what would be Windows 12's release date? When will it be released? And as I mentioned here, Windows 12 will be released in the second half of 2024, around the same time for a featured update. It might be a little earlier, around the mid of 2024, but definitely not in the first half. I'll explain the reason why. Satya Nadella said in his recent interview that he wishes to replace the start button with Copilot. Now, this is not something that he can do with Windows 11, even if he introduces a new version or a new build or anything, because this would be a structural change, and that is not possible for the same operating system. That is only possible if you introduce a new operating system. And I believe that this is the reason he introduced Copilot, because Copilot preview is basically giving you an idea of what Windows 12 would be like. And I mean, when you replace the start button. The next case is that what would be the pricing of Windows 12? Most probably it would be a free upgrade for all Windows 10 and Windows 11 users. Most probably, if they change it, then that is a different thing. And if you want to know the price of Windows 12, if you are to buy it standalone, then it will be a little higher than Windows 11, because Microsoft would be believing that Windows 12 has artificial intelligence capabilities, so it should be priced a little higher. They would obviously not price it lower than Windows 11. Otherwise, why would they call it an upgrade? Next one is that what features would it have? And there is no statement on it, but there's one statement by Satya Nadella which makes one thing clear, that Copilot will replace the start button in Windows 12. And that is also the reason, as I stated earlier, that Microsoft has introduced the Copilot preview. Otherwise, they wouldn't have to introduce the Copilot preview. They are going to introduce something like Cortana, but this would be based on artificial intelligence. They would be believing that it will be smarter, and the focus will be on artificial intelligence. So Windows 12 will have a lot of focus on artificial intelligence. Maybe they might be introducing a few accessibility features for differently abled people in this. Now, my opinion about Windows 12 is that it will be garbage, and I'll explain why. Because when they tried experimenting this kind of change from Windows 7 to Windows 8, we all know what happened. A Microsoft professional, a Microsoft CEO, or a Microsoft vice president thinks that since I am using a computer as a technology expert and some functions are easy for me, that is why it will be easy for the public. But this is nowhere near the truth. Functions like a different start button is going to make things very difficult for the public, and this will also change the opinion of the public such that they will not migrate to Windows 12. And the next one is that what about compatibility? Now, as always, the hardware requirements would be significantly higher in comparison to Windows 10 and Windows 11 due to the focus on AI. There are multiple reasons for that. It's not just about the focus on artificial intelligence. If you upgraded to Windows 11 in 2021, then you must have noticed that the hardware requirements were significantly higher. Like you actually needed an 8 GB RAM to run Windows 11 in a stable mode, or at least 6 GB of RAM. And the minimum requirement for Windows 10 was 2 GB RAM, and it could work well with a 4 GB RAM, but that is not the case with Windows 11, and you needed a significantly higher generation processor. So basically, the hardware requirements for Windows 12 will be much higher, and one of the reasons is the focus on AI. Now, AI, I'm not talking about Chat GPT or only that chatbot, Copilot, and all, but if they start migrating everything to AI, if they start introducing new AI tools, new AI software products, new AI features, then that cannot be done with existing computers. You will need somewhat a uh, higher level hardware, somewhat a higher end computer. Now about the new desktop user interface. So a lot of user interface options have come out, but I have no idea what it will be like. I mean, those purple fluorescent logos and those wallpapers, I think they just picked it up. And Microsoft has not announced anything about Windows 12 except that the focus will be on artificial intelligence. So I hope Microsoft doesn't repeat the Windows 8 mistake with Windows 12 desktop user interface. They might try to make it shiny and all, but if people find it uncomfortable, if they don't find the start button and all, then they will be a little pissed off. If you ask my opinion on the structure of Windows computers, which one was the best Windows operating systems, I say Windows 7 was the best operating system till date. Obviously, XP was excellent, but Windows 7 was the best in my opinion. And when they migrated to Windows 8, even Windows 10 later, they did not introduce that menu on left click on the start button. And this was very problematic. Even with Windows 11, you get a menu on right clicking the start button. When you left click the start button, it only displays apps, and people don't use that. People simply search for the app they need, or people simply pin it to the desktop. So I am not sure why Microsoft did this, what was the purpose behind it. But if they introduce some function in Windows 12 which would be very unlike the start button, then it will really put off a lot of people. Was this video helpful? Did it give you value? If yes, then please subscribe to the channel. And if not, then please let me know in the comment section on how I could improve it further. Thank you for watching this video and have a nice day.